sorrows of life, Lord, please keep me safe, protect me as I go to work. And he goes to work to downtown LA, and you know the work that he does at downtown LA? He's a pickpocketer. He's a thief. So he steals from people. At the end of the day, he goes back to church and prays, Lord, thank you for keeping me safe. And since you kept me safe, half of what I got, I give to you. Lord, that is for you. The next day, he goes back to church again. Lord, thank you for the life you gave me. Thank you for the joys. Thank you for the sorrows. Lord, keep me safe. And then he goes to work, and he continues to steal. He continues to get from other people. He opens the windows and all that. Oh, before I forget, I was supposed to announce to you, there is a little dog inside a green car. Please, remove the dog inside the green car, and the windows are shut, because that dog will be lunch for this lunch, and you know that dog will be dead after this fast. So if you could, whoever owns the green Altima, I believe, that has a dog inside, you might want to bring your dog to my garden where my dog Lorenzo is at. You can put your dog there. Okay? Now, let me go back. Forget the dog. Okay? Now, where was I? Okay? He goes back to church, and then he says, Lord, since you kept me safe, let me give you half of what I stole. And every day he will do this, except for one fateful day. But before he got into the church, or rather, before he got into work, what happened? He was hit by a speeding car as he was crossing the street, and he died on the spot. He went straight to judgment, and he was in line for judgment, and St. Peter was there waiting for him. When St. Peter saw him, St. Peter said, okay, while you're waiting for your judgment, let me give you this plate and have something to eat first. And he looked at the plate, everything he wanted was there. There was lechon, there was lasagna, there was all sorts of good food, there was like barbecue and baby back ribs, and all sorts of good food on top of the plate, but the plate was like super filthy. It was so dirty, the edges were broken, and it looked like it hadn't been washed for a long time. And so he complained to St. Peter, St. Peter, the plate you gave me, the food is so great, but the plate was so dirty. Why did you give me this? You know what St. Peter said? Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know what we give to those who are waiting in line for judgment is exactly what you offer heaven when you are still alive. When you are still alive, you are offering your gifts to God, but your heart was filthy. Your heart was dirty. So even if the food is good, but if the plate is dirty, then it doesn't mean anything at all. Your offering meant nothing at all. And he felt so down and sad. And what is the lesson we learned in that? My dear friends, many of us, if not all of us, go to church every Sunday. We offer our prayers, our supplications, our intentions, but is our heart, our intention in there? We do good things for our people, but is our intention there? How often does it happen that yes, we pray on Sunday, yes, we do sacrifices and volunteer in the church sometimes, and yet when we go back home, we continue to demean other people, we become so critical to your spouse, you start hurting people, we don't act Christianly when we are at home. One time, I was talking to this man, and he said, Father, me and my wife, we fight a lot. But what we fight a lot always is because she goes to church every single day. And after she goes to church, then she starts bickering, and she starts whining, and starts saying mean things, and he puts me down, and puts all our children down. So what good is it that she goes to church when she acts that way? Some of you are doing this to your spouse. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Right? I bet this is going to be a topic of conversation when you go back home, right? Why? Because What good are all this when we're dishonest at work? You know, my dear friends, let's continue offering something to God, all right. Let's continue going to church, all right. But let us also make sure that the heart is there. Allow me to read to you the last part of our gospel. Jesus said, from within people, from their hearts, come evil thoughts, unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, folly. All these evils come from within and they defile. Even if our hands are clean, and we ritually make sure our hands are clean, but if our hands are empty, what good are hands that are clean if they're empty? What good are the good works we do, but if the heart is not there? Think about it.